It's non-issue this.
Mr. Malema, you are being charged for discharging a firearm in a built-up area. That's exactly what that represents when you're discharging it.
You brought a firearm you are alleging I discharged at the stadium. You didn't bring this one. Bring it now. Let's see. The firearm you are alleging I discharged in an enclosed area is the one you brought to this court. And then I brought the one that I discharged on that day. Had you made any allegation about this, I would have provided this court with sufficient response because I would have prepared myself in this regard. This is no charge before me.
This evidence in a whole was always part of the state's case.
You did not charge me with any pistol. You never brought any pistol before this court.
Mr. Malema, if that was a real pistol, hypothetically speaking, and you have discharged it in the manner which we see you discharge on the video, would you have put the lives of those people that were standing there around the stadium in danger, hypothetically speaking?
I will not have put anyone's life in danger because I will never have done that. Not even in a dream I can wake up. If I dream like that, I wake up immediately. I will never put the lives of our people at risk.
I want to put it to you that that is indeed a real firearm that you are using right there, endangering the lives of those people who were standing there.
It is your failed version. Incompetent, incoherent version. With no little bit of proof. An abuse of prosecuting powers.
The people on the stadium, you said yesterday, they were all members of parliament and one is a senior counsel. Is that correct?
I never said they were all members of parliament. I said there are some members of parliament. And one of them is the senior counsel of the bar, who will not have witnessed a crime being committed and not report it because the bar will debar him.
The gist of your evidence was basically that it's not nobodies that's standing there, it's important people that's on that stage. Is that correct?
And the revoking of parliament is to say to you there are lawmakers there who ordinarily will have to respect the law. And when a crime is being committed, they are duty bound to report it. Otherwise, that will be against their oath of office. Your Worship, what stops a senior counsel to report me? What will I do to a senior counsel? These are not laymen. These are not job seekers. These are not my garden boys and domestic workers. I'm giving you an example of a senior counsel, well-seasoned senior counsel. If he wants to create an impression that they were scared of me, why would the senior counsel be scared of me? The person who sings, who's leading the song, by the way, with a microphone, is a doctor. It's a PhD doctor, a thinker of note. It's no layman.
Mr. Malema, let's just get this out of the way. You are indeed a very accomplished and an esteemed politician. Can we agree that much?
You can't take that away from me.
Yes. For anybody to just come and lay a charge against you might not just be an easy task.
Why did the police officer do it when a senior counsel can't do it because he's scared of me? A mere police officer. Whatever power I have, which I would have exercised on a senior counsel, what about an ordinary police officer? It's not true, that assertion.
For evidence, was that you reason why all this was decided upon was to put up a show and to entertain the crowd. Is that correct?
Yes.
In both videos, in all three videos basically that was played, can you confirm that you're moving away from the people that's actually standing in the crowd towards the far right of the stage, the end of that stage?
Absolutely.
Why would you do that if you were there to entertain the crowd and put up a show?
Well, when you are about to make an act, you have to isolate yourself so that people can see what you are doing. You don't drown in the crowd. Let's take the 10th anniversary of the EFF and the FNB. If you look at that video, I move away from the leadership and I'm alone there in front and then the stage takes me up alone. It doesn't take me with everyone, because it's an act that must be performed by that actor. If we grow up watching movies and not bioscopes, we'll understand how movies work.
Is it correct, the act that you're just talking about now, you said you moved to the front,
Yes.
in order so people can see you right there in the front,
Yes.
and the stage is now going to go up,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
Why didn't you do it here
The,
in this
sta-
instance?
the stage is designed differently. If you look at that stage of the FNB, it has got a platform where everybody is seated, and then it has got a runaway. So you move from this crowd, you go as if you are going forward, alone on a runaway. Somewhere you stop there, in the middle of the runaway, the stage goes up. That was different stage to what you see now. Here, these ones are going to be singing on the middle of the stage, and then you will go on the side of the stage to perform the act, so that the act does not get drowned by many people who are on the stage. It's a lead actor. Steering.
What's the point then of that if you have to go right to the corner of that stage where very few people could actually observe what you are about to do?
But you are not there, you don't know if very few people can see what I'm about to do. One. Two, your own witnesses who came here told you they had cameras which were beaming us into big screens of that stadium, on the stage and everywhere else. So you are of no authority to come here and say very few people can see me. You were not there, I was there. And I can tell you the act was carried properly the way it was designed and was viewed by the people that we were targeting in that stadium. So no few people viewed that act. Cameras, by the way, your worship, are there for that purpose. Where there is a need for an act to be zoomed into a bigger screen, people should be able to see, because ordinarily as the crowds, as many people, some will be at the far end. So even if you are to perform it right at the center of the stage, without cameras and the screens, a lot of people may not see what you are doing. That's why we've got cameras and we've got big screens. So it doesn't matter from where you are, you will be picked up, especially if this is designed to be part of the act. Everything else you see happening there is calculated. If you go and look at that stage of the EFF going up at the FNB, I dropped the mic. That mic did not disappear. Someone knew the mic is going to be dropped and is going to capture it from the ground and put it safe. Everything is well calculated and designed to be the way it was.
On the video, when you actually went to go perform your act, one can count 7 people from that specific video, just from the video. I'm not talking about what's going on next to and behind.
But if this court is going to allow you to say such things, then I'm not going to answer. Because there's no 7 people who can be counted there. 7 people.
On the far right, those people that we said.
No, you're saying people in front of me. There are no 7 people there. There are a lot of people there.
On the far right, sir, on the videos it's standing there where you went to go perform this specific act. What we count there, the ones that moved away are 7.
I never went to perform this there. I never. I performed this in front of the stage, and that which you see at the end of the pitch is not the front of the stage. That will be misleading to the court. I'm in front of the stage. Those people are not in front of the stage. That's why the videos are misleading. They make you see people as if they are at one place. They are not at one place. If you play this, you will see the corner of that stage. And that corner of the stage was not reaching the end of the pitch. It was in the middle of the pitch. Those people he keeps on referring to, they are almost at the fence that divides the grandstand and the pitch. They are not in front of the stage, those people. The people who are at the front of the stage are the ones I was showing your worship on the screen. Those are the people who are in front of the stage.
Well, good evening to you, Thembekile, and the viewers at home. I mean, well, your question does not arise because that's not going to happen. The president of the FF is not going to be arrested. But we are going to fight this action because we feel as an organization that this is not really about seeking justice, but it is a political witch hunt against our president just to try and discredit him and the entire organization. So this is just against the firm stance of the EFF, against its policies and its cardinal pillars, and it's those right-wing racist organization who seeks to honor the wishes of Donald Trump and everyone else who wish to see the president behind bars. This case was not proven beyond reasonable doubt at the court of law, and the guilty verdict on the president has got nothing to do with justice, but it's a political witch hunt, and that's how we view it.
I'll get to that part in a moment, but to be clear, what you're saying to me is the party is not even contemplating the possibility that this could result in an actual prison sentence for Julius Malema.
It's not going to happen. I mean, you go and look at just look at the case in its current form now. So the magistrate says that accused number 2 is acquitted. He is not found guilty of the charges of handing the firearm to accused number 1. But accused number 1 is found guilty of firing the very same firearm that accused number 2 is not guilty of handing it over to him. So we are going to be very interested to hear what the Supreme Court of Appeal how they will interpret this case, because by releasing or acquitting accused number 2 of all the charges, you've really just collapsed your own case. So again, we are saying that you can see that clear demonstration that this case was looking for the president of the EFF. It had nothing to do with what have happened in the 5th celebration of the EFF. It has nothing to do with, this illegal possession of a firearm or firing a firearm, all of that, because we proved to court that that was a toy gun. It was not real ammunition that was fired there. The tent or the marquee that was in the stage was not damaged. There were no fingerprints or DNA that were found on the said firearm by the president. So there's no case, there's no evidence, there's nothing that implicates President Julius Malema in this case, and we are not faced by it. We don't think that he's going to spend any jail time with this case.
And on the issue of challenging this case, so I've picked up a few things, and you can add as we go along in terms of the grounds on which you'd want to mount an appeal. The first that I've picked up just in this response is that you don't believe that the judge came to a rational conclusion, something that is logical in terms of the chain of custody around the gun, etc., right? You also earlier then said this is basically the outcome of a political witch hunt. So when you do go to court, there was also the claim yesterday, I think Julius Malema himself said this, suggesting that there was racial bias as well in the matter. How do you then pull all of that together and convince a court, especially on the latter parts, that, for example, he may have been treated unfairly because he's black and his former bodyguard was white, etc.?
No, look, the entire case is about race. It's racism against the president of the EFF. Accused number 2 was just there and as a sideshow, so that they try to hide whatever it is that they were doing. But if you go and look at the case in its totality, I mean, right now, accused number 2 owns the security company that would have been, the owners of the said firearm. But there is a person there who is Mavunda, who then was responsible to issue that firearm. The president asked this question, that why is Larry Mavunda not charged? Because he is the one who even came to court and admitted that this firearm was issued to me. It is in my possession. I went to the Eastern Cape and this firearm was left where I stay. It never made its way to the Eastern Cape. And the president was asking a very simple question. Here's a guy who's admitting that this firearm is him, and we are saying this is a firearm in question. Why are you not charging him? The magistrate dismissed that as ridiculous. He said, why must Larry be charged? So you can see that even outside of the bodyguard of the president, who is white, outside of that, they were not looking for anyone else. They were just looking for President Julius Malema so they can appease their white bosses and all these white wing organizations that don't want to see a day in Julius Malema's political life.
What do you mean by they? Do you mean the court system, the justice system? Is that who you're referring to?
Well, the entire system, the courts, the AfriForum, the DA, everyone else. And remember, these are the owners of productions. These are the people who control. Even right now, the Madanga Commission, is... I've got disturbance. I'm not sure what is happening.
But the Madanga Commission
is dealing with...
We can still hear you.
I'm saying the
Continue.
Madanga Commission right now is dealing with such things where you are seeing that the entire security cluster of the country is compromised, including the courts, by the way. So when I speak of the system, and then those people who don't want to see a day in the life of the political activism of President Julius Malema, are those people who are opposed to land expropriation, are those people who are exposed to nationalization of strategic sectors of the country. And then they know that, or in their small minds, they think that by arresting the president, then those ideas would die away. And that will never happen, because this is a generational mission that the AFF is pursuing. So those are the people that I'm referring to, those people who control the economy of the country, and they want the status quo to remain.
Lastly, you're convinced Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, will not end up in prison. He said yesterday that even if it did happen, he would basically wear it as a badge of honor, as a revolutionary. But I would imagine that there are some in the membership who may be feeling nervous, to say the least, about what this would mean for him personally or for the organization as the leader and the face, in large part. How then do you manage those anxieties among your members? Because the sentencing, if we get there, is supposed to come around, I think it's in January of next year.
No, look, a lot of commentators have predicted the fall of the EFF, have predicted the death of the EFF. What the president is going through is not the first time. They've taken away everything from him, even during his ANC times. They've tried him in the EFF many a times. He's got graves with his name all over the country. So even this prediction of jail and the prediction of the EFF is not the first time. So the membership of the EFF is intact. I mean, the CIC spoke outside the magistrate court in East London, and he gave assurance that there's only one president of this organization, and it remains him as the president and commander-in-chief of the organization. Nothing changes. We must go back to the ground and build our structures and prepare for the next coming local government elections. So we are not shaken. The entire leadership, the membership, and all the ground forces and the battalion of the EFF remains committed to the cause. We remain resolute. Our president is in good shape, he's in good spirits, and is championing what the EFF seeks to achieve, and will continue up until, while we continue with the mission to deliver this country in a better state, we'll also fight anything that comes his way. It's not just this court battle, there are many other battles. The white wingers were USA not so long ago to deliver some book to Donald Trump again, and they still keep fighting us, and they'll keep going. So we'll win this one, another battle will come, and we are resolute, we are not shaken, we'll continue to fight because we know what we signed up for.
Okay, Mazi Blossa, thank you so much for your time. EFF Member of Parliament.
Get ready.
Dr. Joe, welcome to Dr.